Shwame, Croeso. It is time for a little recap on learning Cymraeg Pembrokeshire with me. Hello, Tom Dyer. You can find me on social media. And this week we had a revision unit which come up periodically throughout the course. I think it's every 8 weeks or so. In fact, this is unit 14. So every 6 to 7 weeks there's a revision unit, which is fantastic because it recaps everything that you've done over the last 6 weeks. A lot like a term time, which is really good. And although we came back into the new year and we talked about years and blwyddyn and blynedd and flynedd and mlynedd, fish, fingers, baked beans, more bread, that's what you remember. So fish fingers, blynedd, flynedd, baked beans, blynedd, blynedd, more bread, mlynedd, blynedd, and then mlynedd, mlynedd, or flynyddoedd, which is of years as well. So that's what we learned last week. And to be honest, we were lucky to have that last week, because the revision unit today, I think, caught a few of us off guard after having a couple of weeks off. And it's got the card game, which we know and love, as I showed you last week on that one there, which is a series of questions, and you pick a card and you have to answer the question after the card. Now, we're at that stage where we've done Mynediad last year. We're now approximately halfway through Sylfaen, and talking personally, I'm overthinking what should be relatively straightforward questions. And also, we were incredibly humbled because it was like a lot of us forgot about the future tense of like not using bydda I will be something, and just using the arfi, I'll go, or gwnafi, I'll do it, and things like that. So proper humbled. So gwnafi, gwneudi, gwneif, and I'll be honest, it was a little bit, well, it was nice to step back and be like, oh yeah, I do need to pay attention to what I'm talking about. I need to actually think back. I need to cast my mind back over it, just to figure out what it is that I'm saying. Because also, you can go future tense by just adding an A to the end of some words as well. A whole other can of worms. So fun and games there. So we were able to get our mind right. We went through 2 columns of the questions as well. Because we're on Zoom, for my particular session, the card game doesn't necessarily work. And to guarantee that we're able to go through all the questions, we just do them systematically, which I find really useful. And then when I come back, I can look at one and be like, oh, I wonder. So I can play the game by myself almost and try and catch myself on the hop, which I think is quite a good way to learn. And then we were looking at gwnafi godi am saith o gloch. So if that's the answer, what's the question? It's wneudi godi yn gynnar y fory. Will you get up early tomorrow? And then I'll get up at 7 o'clock. So my show's already halfway on at that point on Pure West Radio. And then there's a few things there with the wne, so it's a soft mutation because it's asking a question. So it's not gwneudi because it's asking the question. It's wne. And then ble ad and beth gadi. So all of these different formulations of asking a question came flooding back to us during the session, which was really good. And we also looked at, we did move on a little bit. We talked more about the dates and linking dates and times with each other, which was really positive. And also matching up different sentences and questions, which I'm like, one of the answers here was just, oes problem? What's the problem? Which could have been for any of them. So, gafi achebi papur is swyddfa. May I order paper to the office? And we had to come up with, well, we could have just been, oes problem? What's the problem? Well, there's no paper. But we decided on, does dim arall? Is there none left? So we had to come up with those answers as well, like matching them up, which was really cool. And then we also moved on. It felt like this was brand new to me, and I'm fairly certain it is, but looking at dorfi, which is I'll come. So we did RV, I'll go, and we kind of halfway through this unit. Most of the units in this fast track course that we're doing, we do a unit a week. So 2 hours Tuesday, 2 hours Thursday, and then we move on to the next unit. Because this is a longer revision unit with something new in it, I think it's new, the dorfi, we're going to spend a little bit longer on it, I believe. And so we did Dofi or Daw fy chwaer or Dawn ni. So Daw fy chwaer, my sister will come. Dawn ni, we will come, or we'll come. When of course the brother version of it would be Byddwn ni'n yn dod. We will be coming, which is really cool. So it's good to have these different formulations, although as I say, at this period of time where we're trying to squeeze in the basics with the slightly more harder ones, it's just a case of having your wits about you. So it's nothing more difficult, it's just the sheer quantity of it now that's becoming the issue, but it's still all condensed in this wonderful little book. And we also looked at, when you're looking at Dawn ni, so you're looking at the negatives and the questions, of course there's soft mutation, so Dawn ni ddim would be Ddawn i ddim, you'd have the double D in there as well. So be wary of that. Then we did a listening exercise with some people, in fact it was a video, that had gone to Larn in Carmarthenshire, where I went to before Christmas for the first time. And you know what? It's well worth a visit. So go and have a visit to Larn and have a drink in, what's it called? Brown's? Is it Brown's Hotel? I think it's that. That's where Dylan Thomas used to go as well. And as the census has recently revealed, he could speak Welsh. His father put him down on the 1921 census as being able to speak Welsh. So there's your fun fact for today. And I'll be back again next week with another instalment of revision with Tom, because I think that we'll be going back and finishing off this unit. And then we'll be moving on to disgrifio, which are describing people and places. So looking forward to that one. Hwyl am y tro. Hwyl!